Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome one, welcome all to It's Almost Time. I am your co-host, A1. With me tonight is the one and only resident hater, Mr. Paul Wilby.
Yo!
And we are short-staffed tonight, or one short tonight. Mr. Cornbread has prior obligations to this Wednesday, so he runs Real Ninjas podcast, and they have some pre-production and some stuff going on. So we are running the thing tonight, just the duo. But boy, oh boy, do we have some motherfucking news for y'all. Because we were gone. We weren't here last week, and we should have been here last Sunday. But I got the speeding ticket out my car to prove why we couldn't make it happen. Just had a lot going on, and it wasn't meant to be, so we didn't run it. But yeah, we weren't here the weekend before because there was no fight card. So we basically were gone for like one weekend and then missed this last one. And the whole fucking MMA community, or at least the UFC community, has lost its mind. And when I say that, I mean, where do we start? What should we jump into? The new announcements fight wise, or some of the behind the scenes, like the logistical shit?
I don't know, man. I don't know if people happen to tune in. I feel like we should talk about whatever's most recent because, you know,
we
might
got
hear
people
first.
tuning in right off the bat right here. Thanks again for tuning in. Y'all been chomping at the bit waiting for us to come back. So thank you for coming here. Yeah, we'll start out. You said it right there. No more USADA. As of December 31st, the contract between the United States Anti-Doping Agency and the UFC expires, and the UFC is not renewing. We could pretend we don't know what's happening here, or I could give them the benefit of the doubt, or like maybe they found a better program. But no, any fan of the sport that's been paying attention at least the last few months knows what this is about, and this is about the Golden Boy, fucking Conor McGregor. The UFC for the past several months has been pushing USADA for a athlete exemption for none other than Conor McGregor. They wanted him on the cards quicker. They wanted him on a card before the end of the year. USADA was stern though about not allowing an exemption. The only time they allow exemptions is when it is deemed medically necessary for an athlete to be using any kind of PEDs for recovery. Basically, as much as UFC's been pushing, it just sounds like that Conor knew he was going to pop, and so they were doing everything they could to grease it to make sure it wasn't an issue. He gets announced that he's back in the testing pool. I think they announced it on the 9th. And as of today, which is now the 11th, USADA's on record saying that they are no longer going to be representing or working with the UFC as of 2024. So what happens in the meantime, I wonder, if he pops?
Nothing, I would assume. I mean,
they could probably still implement a fine and a suspension.
Yeah. UFC, I guess it's up to the UFC's discretion at this point, which is
what they want.
Scary a bit, I guess. Yeah. Which they could have done all along, but they wanted USADA for the legitimacy.
Yeah, well, no, they needed it for the legitimacy to push the sale.
Right.
Now that they've sold, they don't need that anymore. So they're going to move away from it. And who knows, maybe they'll go with like WADA or something like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true.
But it just, the fact that they're moving away from it just tells me that they're basically saying, hey, we don't need this anymore, and we're kind of okay with our athletes that we want to be able to do this. We're basically going to turn the blind eye.
One, good on USADA for standing their ground and saying fuck off, I guess, because they're missing out on a lot of money by not working with the UFC.
Yep.
Number two, I forgot what number two was going to be. Yeah.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, that's a big shakeup though. That's not something I think USADA's been partnered with the UFC for about 8 years now.
Yeah, that's
They
crazy.
they've done a lot of work cleaning up the sport, in my opinion. Love them
Yeah.
or hate them, and like whether or not some of their policies, like I can't fucking stand that Diaz ever got popped for weed.
Chael says it all the time. There are people who were champions pre-USADA that never won a fight after USADA.
And so with this happening, don't be surprised if in about the next 12 months after this happening, you start seeing really massive looking fighters in weight classes again, like unusually big.
I imagine they'll put out something by tomorrow about what they plan on doing, if
They're
not
gonna
tonight.
have to.
Yeah, because
They're gonna have to play some kind of damage control because yeah,
that's crazy. I did not see that coming. Definitely, to be honest.
nah, it's crazy. And then on some other news, as of last night, about quarter after 10 p.m., and the only reason I know is because I was actually kind of winding down for the night, getting ready to call it a night, and I got this random shot of fucking adrenaline and endorphins with the announcement. After Contender Series wrapped up last night, I didn't get to watch. I was working a later shift.
I always forget.
But it was a final episode of the season too.
The figures.
But yeah, no, Dana went on to do his post fight press conference for Contender Series, and by then there had already been some whispers through the grapevine that Charles was having to pull out of his fight, or Charles Oliveira du Bronx for the casuals. And first question right out of the gate, the reporter did the smart thing and made his question count, because he asked, he's like, is this rumor true? Did Oliveira get injured and have to pull out? And is Volkanovski replacing him? And Dana said, yes, all of that is true. That's exactly what happened. He was kind of pissed, I guess. Somebody in Charles Oliveira's camp leaked this information prior to them announcing it. And, it's the fight business. This stuff's going to happen. But I guess what really peeved Dana, anyways, was he just wanted to make the call over to Abu Dhabi to let the
Right.
promoters and the people throwing the shit know of the change before, they were just blindsided. Oh, Volkanovski's going. It's not Charles anymore. And yet, no, big reaction in the fight community. A lot of people are excited. I'm more excited for this fight than I was to see Charles fight him.
Same.
And I say this after having watched them both fight. Makhachev, both gave him the tougher fight.
Chael Sonnen has been saying that Charles will not fight him. He never wanted it to begin with.
Oh,
He
no,
said
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
So,
and not to say that he purposely injured himself or anything like that,
right.
but
He wasn't all in, and if you're not all in, you'll find a way out.
yeah, well, and if it wasn't this, it would have been something else.
Right, exactly. If you're not all in 100%, you'll find a way
He
out.
would have missed weight or just something.
Do you think Cyril Gahn found a way out, or do you think he actually was getting choked?
I think Jones is just him. Yeah,
I think so too. I've seen a lot of people say that Gahn just like quit basically, but I was like,
Yeah,
no,
what
I
was he
think
gonna
Jones is that
do?
guy.
Go to fucking sleep. That was his only option, that or tap, and he
Neck
made the
crank
right
is what
choice.
I see neck crank thrown around a lot, but it's not really important.
Nah, it's the way he was under his neck, sat his weight down on him, and then pulled up, bro. No, that was death. These are the same casuals that claim this shit is fixed. Like you're gonna have some outlandish ass, opinions out there when it comes to the fight game for sure.
Right.
But yeah, so the new main event for UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi is now Islam Makhachev versus Alexander the Great Volkanovski for the lightweight title. They ran this in February, and anybody who was watching knows how close that fight was. Islam won 3-2, but there was some debate. Islam has already tweeted, "Hey, thank you for accepting the fight, Alex, but don't use this as an excuse to why you didn't win this time." Like basically saying, "Hey, don't use this short notice as an excuse as to why you didn't win." And then Islam did a small interview with Daniel Cormier earlier today, and it's coming across very arrogant. Not to say that Islam hasn't came across arrogant before. Like, dude is good. He's earned that right to be
Right.
a little cocky or confident. But I think again, he might think he knows, but he knows for sure that the tougher fight for him is Alex, and now he's got that.
Right.
Like, Charles was an easy fight for him, and again, the thing that gives me confidence in Volk with this new fight being booked, and even I don't care if it's on 10 days notice, Volk is gonna stay in shape. He's been training. He had a procedure, I think, to fix his hand after fight week, but he did that even knowing he was possibly going to be the backup fighter for this event. So
Plus,
he did
there's
that
10 whole pounds he doesn't have to cut.
What's that?
Plus, there's 10 whole pounds he doesn't have to cut.
Yeah, well, and really, he's like, my guess is he's probably going to have to drop about 5-10 pounds tops, because
probably not much.
He walks around much bigger than 160, 165.
Yeah, I don't know, but probably not.
But I feel like Islam again is overlooking him. He thinks that this is going to be a cakewalk because he did it one time. I feel like Volkanovski is one of the most dangerous fighters once he figures you out. And the 5th round of that fight showed that he had him figured out. We saw how that fight ended, and I feel like both of them might be a little less hesitant to engage because they know what to expect this time, and that might work in Islam's favor. But personally, I feel like this is gonna work in Volk's favor.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I don't know. We'll really have to see, because Islam could always switch it up and give him some a lot of different stuff. But who knows? I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna ride with Volk. We'll see.
I've got to ride with the.
It's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, no, definitely. And people are upset, I guess, supposedly for Ilya Taporia, because they had just announced those two were fighting. It was supposed to be in Canada in January.
Right.
And my gut, bro.
They probably still could if
Volk goes out and win or lose. If Volk goes out and he takes about if he gets about the same he got in the first fight, he'll be good to go come January.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
My guess is even if what I think is going to happen, I think Volkanovski is about to shock the world. I really think he's about to beat Islam, and I think not only is he about to beat him, he's about to finish him. Yes.
But you putting that on the ticket?
I'm putting it on a live stream right now to where y'all can come back here.
Hell yeah, dude!
And y'all can either shit on me for having high hopes, or you can be like, holy shit. But no,
how's he gonna finish him?
TKO, ground and pound.
TKO. Oh! You're in. I see what you see in your head right now. The end of that round 5, Volk's in his guard, hammering away,
and the look on Islam's face said it.
Yeah,
all.
when he got up, he's like.
No, even while he was down, he was hugging him, wide-eyed, looking at the clock. Man, he wanted nothing to do with that. He I think was in disbelief, first of all, that he was on his back.
He was getting mauled. Yeah.
Like again, Volkanovski is the perfect matchup for this style of fight. And again, I think just with the experience now that he's had in there and the adjustments, I think he'll be able to make. And new double champ status, and this is going to cement his pound for pound legacy.
Yeah, man.
Greatness calls, dude. You have to pick up though, and this is what he did by accepting this fight.
I agree, man. It's. Fuck.
I got fucking goosebumps right now.
What's the next card? Which one's next?
The fight night. It's Alameda and.
Oh yeah.
And Barboza.
Lewis. Oh, I thought it was Lewis.
Let me make sure I'm not talking out my ass.
You're probably right. I have no idea.
No, Yusuf versus Barboza. See?
Oh, okay.
I don't know where Almeida came from. But yeah, no, before we jump into that and we get to this recap of last night's card, I know we kind of started off a little different than we normally have. We're kind of playing with the format a bit. But yeah, with while we're still on 294, the co-main event, Dana White was asked about last night too, and they said, hey, there's also rumors that Costa had surgery and won't be ready to fight. And he asks, is there any truth to that? And he goes, yeah, no, there's truth to that rumor too. Like, which makes me think too. Costa knew this fight's been coming for months. Why did he wait until 3 weeks ago to get this surgery?
Who was it?
Paulo Costa. This
Yeah.
is why Costa's not going to be fighting.
No,
is because
he
he had an elbow surgery 3 weeks ago.
No, I watched the interview. It was pretty justified. I can't remember exactly what the reasoning was, but it was just like awkward timing. I can't remember what it was. It seemed pretty legit to me.
Well, and was it something? Was it a procedure that was supposed to be a quick heal?
I think it's just that it progressed really quickly. It just got bad quick.
Oh, the infection.
Yeah, because he didn't know what it was. He thought it was just like whatever, and then it turned out to be a staph infection, and it got nasty real quick. And he was like, "Fuck it, I'll just get it taken care of and then fight." And then I don't. Last I heard was that interview. He was like, "Yeah, it's all sewed up, but we're good, and I'm gonna fight."
Gotcha.
Then,
Well, yeah, but then it looks like what happened was it got reinfected, or it wasn't healing quite, or some fluids built up, or something. I don't know the full details. I just know it like if there was a health reason he got it done, then great. But he probably, and maybe he did give the UFC a heads up, and then maybe that's why they're not tripping about it. But
yeah, it just sucks when that shit happens here and there, regardless of why.
Yeah, but yeah, as of today, they officially called it. Costa's out, and Kamaru Usman is making his UFC middleweight debut to face Hamzat Boris Chimaev,
who is now UAE, and all of a sudden.
But yeah, no, this should be an interesting fight, and a lot of people are like, I don't know why Kamaru's taking this fight. Well, Usman's got to win over Burns just the same as Hamzat, and Kamaru finished Burns. I don't know if you remember that, but Kamaru actually TKO'd Burns.
Yep, I think it's a perfect matchup because Usman can kind of like
he's got that
refresh his career with the new weight class. You know, he can kind of refresh his career with the new weight class. He's undefeated right now, essentially at 185. He's 0-0 at 185. So, and you know, they're both trying to bust into the top 15. They're both obviously high level fighters. So,
well, and this was a fight they were talking about originally trying to make happen at welterweight. And I think this is a better weight for Hamzat to fight at. This is probably a better weight for Usman to be fighting at too, especially with his age starting to get up there. Right. The thing I think that's going to work in Usman's favor is he's a wrestler. He's got that good base, so he's going to have that takedown defense. I don't know if Hamzat has competed, you know, competition-wise UFC with a wrestler as good as Usman.
This is going to be a good fight. I'm really excited. I think Kamaru's going to get it done on the feet.
You think Kamaru's got this? Okay. I personally I feel like Hamzat's gonna get this. It's gonna be a decision, and the reason I think this is because it's the 3-round. I didn't factor this in when I was first thinking about it. I'm so used to Kamaru fighting 5 rounds.
That's true.
But this might work in Kamaru's favor to where he can really get on the gas for 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I think he's got the better hands, and I think that he's got the better wrestling. He just doesn't use it as much because his knees are all blown out, but I still think his defense is there. So we'll see.
Yep. And then striking wise, like not like Usman's not super powerful, but he's got hands. He's got power. He's dropped set.
I don't know, bro. You remember when he spun fucking Masvidal around like a cartoon character?
KO with the water just going everywhere.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty hard. That was a pretty gnarly punch.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. That's kind of where when people started to realize, oh wait, maybe Usman does have that.
Right.
But like, no, he did that. He dropped Kobe. He TKO'd Kobe. That one was kind of like I could see why people were upset, but at the same time, as much as I dislike Kobe, I was so happy when they called that. Like, no, don't even let it go to a card, man.
Right? Yeah, fuck him.
But yeah, no, so some big moves, some big things happening as far as UFC 294. We got a new main and co-main event. That is just that's crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna say it hasn't happened before.
If it has, it's been a minute.
Well, I don't know both, but it's like the last Hamzat card was just like this. His opponent switched like with just a matter of days.
Yeah. It is kind of weird how that works. It's like
Now
they want to accept the fight so they don't get called pussies, and then they just find a way out.
Yeah, no,
Crazy.
feel free to chime in too. We want to know your take on this. We kind of had a little debate going on in podcast, our group chat here earlier. I heard there were several fights that were offered or backup fighters to take the spot of Dubronx. Or no, it wasn't Dubronx. It was for Costa. I heard a lot of people at 185 got offered that fight and turned it down, and it could just all be hearsay through the grapevine shit. I don't remember where I heard it from, so I don't even know if I want to repeat it. But supposedly, I'll say that. There we go. That alleviates my responsibility of talking bad shit. Yep. Supposedly, Vettori was offered the fight and he turned it down. Supposedly, Whitaker was offered the fight and it didn't come to. Who else would have been available? It sounds like Dricus is
for
probably, who? For Hamzat. For the replacement to basically replace Costa.
Yeah.
And Dricus is probably still injured, so I don't even know if they would have called him or talked to him.
I saw a tweet about this earlier. Hold up, let me pull it up.
Yep.
Because this is like, it's like, where is it? Mac Malley MMA. Literally his tweet was what made me post the thing in the group chat about Usman. Okay, it says, Izzy deserves time off, deservedly. Robert is coming off a somewhat recent KO loss, needs to heal his brain. Fair. Duplessis is recovering from surgery. Didn't know that. And it just says Marvin is out, Cannonier is out. It's got to be Kamaru Usman.
Yep.
And I saw that, I was like, okay, I didn't know some of that, but Usman, I love it. And then you posted that it actually was a thing.
When we were talking in group chat, Paul was still under the assumption that this was still it might happen, and I already knew Usman was locked in, and he goes, wait, is this supposed fights or are they fighting? So I screenshotted the official UFC website that showed Usman versus Hamzat, because that's the only way I believe shit is once I see it from the UFC page or on their website. That's the only way I will officially believe some shit. And even then, I might not believe it because they've been talking about Conor coming back for how long?
Dude, I put a bet on Chandler versus fucking McGregor like months ago.
Has it voided yet? Have you got your money back?
I don't know. I'll pull it up. Let's see. Let's see if DraftKings thinks the fight's still gonna happen. That's funny as hell. Is everyone taking steroids in January? Fighters react to UFC USADA breakup. Y'all about to see some super athletes. UFC fighters react to end of USADA anti-doping partnership.
Bro.
Wow.
It is crazy. It really is crazy. While you're doing that, we just going to jump in and backtrack just a little bit because we are here for the fight night recap of Grant Dawson versus Mean Bobby Green. And man, this one was a fucking upset because ain't nobody was picking Bobby Green. Ain't nobody was picking Bobby Green. This also might make some people go back and reevaluate Tony Ferguson's effort against Bobby Green too, because Dawson was streaking, was on a hot tear. I think like 5 straight or something like that. I could be wrong. Hold on.
Still up. Bet's still alive.
Yeah. Okay. So he had one. Dawson had one draw back in October of 2021, and then has won 3 straight. Ran into Mean Bobby Green, and Green with a 33-second TKO performance of the night.
Yeah, that was
an extra $50K for that. The great thing about this is I just picked the money line because I didn't know if he was gonna be able to sleep him, but I didn't put money on Dawson. I put money on Green. And I'm so happy I did. I had actually watched, he did an interview with Quentin Rampage Jackson. For those of y'all that don't know, Rampage runs a podcast where he really starts talking about the fight game and just some of their experience. He had Bobby Green on and did like a 2-hour interview. It actually ran long because they was really vibing. But just in watching Bobby talk to Rampage and just how he presented himself, he was a real ass dude. Was not pretending to be anybody he wasn't. Was just being real. And I was a fan of his before that, but that really kind of makes me fuck with him the long way. Like if you're authentic, you got me, man. And especially if you can fight at an elite level.
Is that why you love Colby?
Oh yeah. Exactly why. That's exactly why.
He's so authentic.
He's like the most authentic fucking fighter in the whole world, bro. This dude is yes, just the best. But nah, I digress. I'm gonna get away from that because I'm
my bad.
No, you good. But no, Bobby Green, before even going into this fight, he said, like, people have been doubting me. He's kind of been to the top of the mountain. He lost a TKO, I want to say, to current lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. So he's had some experience. He's tasted defeat. He's tasted elite, and he said it's never been about the belt for him. It was about making money, and it was about being entertaining. It was about the legacy of it. But he said a lot of people don't care about your legacy if you ain't strapped up. So he said, "Watch, I wasn't serious about it before, but I'm gonna buckle down, and you can see this. You can watch." And 33-second TKO of Grant Dawson. Yeah, and keep in mind, Grant Dawson was a minus 500 betting favorite. That's how much stock was into this dude, and Green made it look easy. So you might see him making a push. I kind of, oh man, actually, let me double.
Bobby Green versus Dan Hooker would be a fun fight.
That might be something that's doable. Now let me check the. Let me hop over here really quick because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and that would make sense ranking wise.
Bobby Green officially has a number next to his name now too.
13. That's what I'm looking at. Also, Dan Hooker's number 9. It makes sense. Is Dan coming off a loss?
Either Dan or Raphael.
Yeah.
I could see Dos Anjos and him being a competitive fight. And if
RDA fights mostly, is RDA ranked at 155?
What's that?
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about RDA. Never mind. He just got injured.
Oh, okay.
Fiziev just got injured. He got like fucking torn MCL or ACL or something. I can't remember exactly.
This might be a stretch. This might be a little too much for him to chew. But if he's serious, if he's really trying to make a push, give him a Fiziev.
That's who I just said was injured.
Oh, I thought you said Dos Anjos. I thought you were saying RDA was.
Oh, RDA's ranked in lightweight? Oh, yeah, shit. My bad. I was confused.
Number 10.
Shit, I forgot he was fighting a lightweight. I thought he was fighting at 170 now.
Yep. No, Bobby Green, 155.
Yeah, RDA would be a good fight.
RDA, and if that wasn't available, like I said, man, and you said Fiziev is injured? Oh, wait, that's right. From that fight, man, with my retarded ass. My apologies, with my special needs ass. I'll be more politically correct so people don't accuse me of hating other kind of people. I already got called an Islamophobe. Man, I'm not helping my case either with this episode, am I? Wait, with pulling for Volk?
No, I don't know, bro.
But co-main event of last weekend's card was Joe Pyfer versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. And actually, Al Hassan is not. He's not a slump. This dude can take a punch. Like most of the fights I've seen Al Hassan, he's gotten rocked and then slept, dude. Like this dude can throw, and odds weren't super close. I think Pyfer was minus 345, but Al Hassan made him work for it. Actually, was a pretty back and forth fight up until the second round. I want to say Pyfer rocked him a little bit, and while he was hurt, went in got the sub finish. I think he got a performance of the night bonus as well for that. Of course, they're really they want Pyfer to succeed, and I don't blame him. He's entertaining. He talks a lot of shit. but he backs it up, or at least has so far.
Right.
And it's been more of a respectful kind of shit talking. It's not just like, oh, fuck all these guys. Like, nah, he'll throw some respect on your name before talking about how he's gonna fuck you up.
See, I feel like that's the better way to do it, because if you shit on your opponent, you just beat some shitty ass bum. But if you're like, this guy's a badass and I'm still about to beat his ass, it makes your win look that much better.
Look at O'Malley.
Right, and that's how GSP
O'Malley
did it too.
did not say a single negative thing about Aljamain's fighting style or his resume or his accolades. He goes, "Nah, bro, I'm fighting what I consider the best pound for pound bantamweight fighter of all time."
Yep, and then he beats him. So he beats, so that just
so by default, he then becomes the best bantamweight if he beat the best, right?
Exactly, yeah. It elevates your win that much more. Makes sense.
Well, and I think that the real fighters or the people that recognize what it takes to be at that level are gonna give respect because they know what it is to be there. Anybody that I think really can get in that radius to hold a title is gonna have that respect, just because again they know what it takes to get there, and they know that more than likely their opponent is gonna possess it. You can be confident and you can say how you're better or how you're gonna win and still respect somebody at the same time.
Right.
That's what it gets lost on a lot of people. And it's hard for me, even as a fight fan, when two guys I like both of the fighters and they fight each other. It's like, man, now I gotta draw a line and who I'm fucking with this fight. But I've done pretty good though at leaving it just on a fight by fight basis. And then once we move past that fight, I can go back to rooting for both of them. But some other notable things from Fight Night last week was the Drew Dober KO in the first round, 2.5 minutes in, performance of the night bonus as well.
Yeah.
Bill Algeo got a unanimous decision win over Alexander the Great Hernandez. Alex Hernandez kind of been on a slide a little bit. I think ever since he kind of got cocky britches, I don't remember who gave him his first L, but like he thought he was going to go in and run through people, and they humbled him. And he ain't done the same since. And not to say that he hasn't progressed or gotten better, but I don't see it in Hernandez personally. I could be wrong though. That was the main card, anyways. The prelims notable. We had Carolina Kolokewicz actually got a unanimous decision win over Diana Belbita.
That was a good fight.
That was a good fight.
They were throwing down.
Belbita was a slight dog. Give me just a second. I'm going to close this door right quick.
No problem. Yeah, that was a banger of a fucking fight. They were throwing down. It was almost reminded me of...
And every time I count Carolina out, though, she surprises me, dude. Every time I'm like, oh, nope, I've seen like a really bad performance by her, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not backing her. She pulled it out. And for as close and a back and forth fight as it was, they gave it to the right person. Carolina won that fight.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I thought Belbita, even though she was a dog going in, I thought she was gonna have more or do more to get it, and it didn't come to fruition. Another performance of the night, and I actually, starting out live, I missed the first two cards on the prelims. I went back and I rewatched them, and because I had to. And actually, I want to say I missed the first three because I came in during the Carolina fight, I think about into the second round, and I ended up rewatching that fight as well just to see how that first round played out. But Nate Maness and Matheus Mendonça, this fight, man, these submission fighters really need to learn. You can't can't go for the legs. And if you go for the legs and you start getting popped in your face, let go of the fucking legs.
Dude, I was sitting there, I'm going, smash his fucking head in. I'm tired of seeing people do this shit. Smash his fucking head in.
And
smash his fucking head in.
The first two he landed, though, the second one he caught him, bro, kind of halfway put him out.
Oh yeah, man, that was brutal.
But then proceeded to change the position and hit him another however many times for like another 40 seconds after that, man.
Right, yeah.
And finally got the TKO, and actually I think slapped him, put him out, knocked him back into consciousness, and then pounded on him another 6 times before it was finally stopped.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's what you get for being like that. Honestly, that pisses me off. Like, what do you? It's arrogance. Like, you're not that good. You can't just sit there like and get the leg lock.
Yep, yep. And then actually a big upset on the undercard as well. Vanessa Demopoulos actually got an upset unanimous decision over Kanako Murata. Um she was heavily favored, a minus 300 or minus 380 favorite to win that fight. And
Did you
Demopoulos
watch
brought
that fight?
Yes, I did.
I don't think she won that fight.
You don't think Oh, yeah, no, it was an upset. It was a robbery.
Yeah.
Like, no, two out of those 3 rounds, Murata had top control.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You meant robbery
I
instead
got
of
confused.
upset.
No, as I started talking
Yeah.
about it, and then you said that, I was like, oh wait, yeah, it was a big upset on paper, but judge wise, they
Yeah,
dropped
robbery.
the fucking ball.
Yeah, that I don't think Demopoulos won that fight. And then her celebration afterwards, I won this fight. Like, no, you didn't.
No, you did not. I don't even know if I stuck around to see that. I saw the decision. I didn't even stick around to see what she said because I was like, nah.
Yeah,
She
it was
started
one of
celebrating,
those.
and I'm like, no, you didn't win this, and you know you didn't win this. I don't know. I think the judges got confused by which fighters, whose name was what fighter. Because that's the only way that woman gets a unanimous decision with the rounds looking like that.
This was a pretty good card for what it was, honestly. Good
No, it
fights. I
really
enjoyed
is.
it.
But to be fair, it's hard to have a bad card now. With the amount of talent and what they're trying to make happen,
Right.
it's hard to have a bad card. And not to say it doesn't happen. Sometimes it's just how it goes. You'll get a snooze fest or just something that just not a lot happened. But this was a decent card. The first 2 kind of started out a little.
Only 3
like,
finishes on the whole card.
what's that?
Only 3 finishes on the whole card. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, and the first 2, like Aldridge, she put up a good fight, but it was one of them, like, especially until you got to that Maness fight where he slapped Mendonca. It just seemed like it was going to be so, but that kind of picked up a little bit. And then, yeah, the Carolina fight was dope. Yeah. And that whole main card, I think Hernandez was probably the Hernandez Algio fight was probably my least favorite out of the main card. But everything after that, I mean, you have Dober, you had Morano and Buckley. We didn't even touch on that. Buckley made his welterweight debut, and Joaquin Buckley, unanimous decision win, looked very good over Alex Morano. And actually, I feel like if he was really trying, he could have probably finished Morano.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely his division.
Yeah, oh, he found his division for sure. He was hanging and banging with the 185ers, man. But this looks more like his weight.
That's when he got that gnarly ass ninja spin kick knockout highlight. That shit was so crazy.
Yep.
I was watching that live and I was like, what? That is some crazy shit.
Nah, you're right. You're right though. Do you remember what our parlays were for this last fight? We wasn't even touching on it. Actually, we didn't pick because we weren't on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even think we made picks.
No, we didn't make any picks, so that doesn't make me, so I don't feel bad.
So are we gonna bring Dre in for the parlays, or are we just gonna double team?
Oh yeah, no, I already, and I was proactive. I had a pick on deck to where if he didn't answer me with what his pick was, but he answered me, and his pick was the same pick I had on backup. So
hell yeah, good. And,
no,
and we always know who his pick is if his son's fighting. So we can bet without asking.
And Rosas wasn't on the card, but his wife's cousin is on this card. Cameron Simon.
That's cool.
No, not really.
Any relation to Ricky Simon?
I don't know.
Ricky
Probably
Simon?
not, because Simon's like Saaiman or something.
Oh, okay.
South African.
Ashley Yoder, they got an Amish on this card.
Got what?
I said they got an Amish on this card, but she's probably not Amish. There's just a lot of Amish people around here with the last name Yoder.
I'm gonna take a quick glance at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the card as well. I'm gonna, just for entertainment's sake,
I'll let you pick first. Like I said, our first pick. We'll lock in Brett's pick for. Give me just a second here.
Parlay boys.
And that's first parlay pick is going to be Cameron Simon, and that's just going to be on the money line or for the dub.
All right, let me punch it in. God damn it, my phone's doing weird shit. Get out of here. I'm not used to this iPhone yet, man. It always throws me off. I like it though. Okay, Cameron Simon, money line. All right, we're starting with plus money, but it's not too far plus, so I like it.
Yeah, no, he was a slight dog.
All right, I think I got my bet.
Go, let's hear it.
Where is it? Where's the line? Let me see what the odds are. Oh, damn it. They don't have the fucking line I want right now, but we'll get it soon. Terrence McKinney versus Brendan Murat. Under. I want to get the under. Whatever the under is, whether it's under 1.5 or 2.5, I want the under.
It would be, well, it's going to be a 3-round, so it would be under 1.5.
Sometimes they do 2.5s.
On a 3-round fight?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They do it all the time on DraftKings, depending on the odds. Sometimes they'll do 1.5s and 2.5s.
So you're going to go Terrence McKinney either under 1.5 or under 2.5?
Well, I'm not picking Terrence McKinney. I'm just picking under rounds.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
On that fight. Because he either knocks out or gets knocked out. There's not a lot in between with Terrence McKinney. I don't give a shit who this other guy is. That's just how Terrence McKinney fights. You can't count on him to always stay awake, but if he connects, he's going to put people to sleep. So I think the under is always a safe bet anytime Terrence McKinney's fighting.
I might be playing with fire with this pick, but I'm gonna go. I feel like he's got a good redemption fight in him. Give me Adrian Yanez by KO.
Okay, hell yeah.
Against Jonathan Martinez. This is a pick 'em fight too. They're both minus. Yanez is minus 108 and Martinez is minus 112.
This is a juicy fucking parlay. I like it.
I like it too. What's the official odds then?
Since I can't put mine, I can't put mine on there yet, and it's already at plus 590.
Ooh, okay, bro. I might build that parlay as a little personal parlay over here.
Yeah, Cameron Simon and Adrian Yanez by TKO. And I bet you the under 1.5 or whatever it is will be minus money, so it'll probably drop it down to like plus 400 or plus 300 something once my line gets in there.
Even if it's minus, I still feel like the fact that there's a third pick, you still might.
True. I didn't even consider that. You're right.
You might top out at like plus 700.
That would, yeah. And that'd be actually a reasonable plus 700, not like a crazy, wild 700.
Like a makeable 700, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Man.
Damn, I wish I could put it in. Oh, well. I wonder why they have the more main fights. Oh, well. What's next on the agenda?
I dropped out there for a second. Am I
shit.
good?
Yeah, you're good. You're back.
Okay. But yeah, Edgar Shirez and Daniel Lacerda are running it back. It was just on a couple cards ago. This was the no contest that got called a sub and then overturned to a no contest in real time.
That's crazy.
And so yeah, they running it back. Personally, I think it's gonna end the same way. I think Shirez by sub. But yeah, that Yanez and Martinez is gonna be a good fight. The Petrosky versus Michelle Pereira. Pereira's making his middleweight.
That's debut. On this card? Oh, shit. Hell yeah. I love watching him fight. He's a crazy bastard.
And then you have co-main event, Jennifer Maia versus Viviane Araújo. And then we have a main event of Sadut Youssef versus Edson Barboza. Nice little filler fight to kind of quench our appetite for another week until we can get to the big boy fights, huh?
Yeah, I feel like this could be another one of those sleeper cards because I know a lot of these people throw down. Terrence McKinney throws down like an animal. So that's going to be at least one good fight on the prelim card. Cameron Simon knows somebody that I know, therefore he was going to throw down.
Well, and
Lacerda
he don't
throws
really
down.
know. He don't know nobody over here.
I'm just playing.
Anytime we don't know somebody, that's our wife's cousin. Or if
Oh,
you
I
don't want
got
to
you.
admit that you're really related to him, it's your wife's cousin.
Okay, that's awesome. I like it.
No. If you ever go to a family function and somebody's being embarrassing, you see, oh no, don't worry about him. That's my wife's cousin. That way, it kind of alleviates your
I see.
responsibility.
Yeah. It's not. That's funny as hell. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, I got introduced as the wife's cousin at Cornbread's reunion. I was like, damn, am I dropping the ball that much? But nah, you know, Dre, he be talking that shit. He be talking that shit. And I was gonna say, my nickname for this podcast was gonna be A1 Screw Sada, but
Ooh.
yeah, I personally like you, Sada, so I was like, I couldn't wear that nickname with pride, so
Right.
I just repeat it here. It was on deck though. It was in the chamber.
Yeah.
And we got the resident hater. See, it keeps telling me I got low service, but we good. So we gonna ride it. We gonna ride it. Any other notable fights for next week? So I want to start looking at 294. I know we 2 weeks away. Oh, we got Darren Elkins on this Saturday's card as well. Darren
Okay,
the
that'll
Damn
be fire.
Yeah, Ashley Yoder.
Yep.
Oh, she can't be Amish. I can see her elbows.
Oh yeah, I was totally joking. She just has the last name though for sure.
I was joking. Come on.
She's a babe. Oh yeah,
the
true.
hottest Amish chick I've ever seen.
Right.
Man, but no. Is there any other fight news that we've missed? Because I feel like we leave for 2 weeks and shit just goes crazy.
Do you follow Connor Burks, aka GC? You want to look at he's a guy that I rely on for picks. I don't rely on him for picks. He's one of my sources that I look at when I'm factoring in picks.
Gotcha. A lot of times I'll go on to Sherdog. I think it is.
Okay.
Or wait, is it? It's the fighter stats. I'm drawing a goddamn blank.
Gotcha.
But I'll go there, and then there's a dude on YouTube I follow. I think his page is like MMA Experts or some shit. I get some of my stuff from there too, but we clash heads because he'll make a pick, and I'll be like, I don't agree with that, and I'll go on my instinct and end up sometimes getting right, and he'll pick like dogs that he thinks are gonna win, and they don't. Like, I don't remember who he picked this last card. That I don't know. I don't have my list from last week in front of me, but yeah, he picked. He picked Murata to win, which she should have, but judges robbed her. Then he picked another dog that didn't come through, but he also picked Grant as like a shoe-in, and we see what happens there.
I really like GC's picks because he'll let you know when he's making pick based on balls, but most of his picks are based on some sort of statistic or
logic.
Something like that. Yeah, and I really like that. But he'll say this pick, I'm just winging it. I just like it. Or sometimes they'll bet like if he doesn't think it's gonna win, but like it's worth it for the value, he'll do bets like that. But
so
I want to hear what he has to say about the
one
next
actually
card.
Comes off of the man that just joined us, and then I will bounce to Rick.
Do you have audio
for his favorite play of the week because it is it's a very juicy one. It's very interesting.
I want to hear the
I'll
stats
start in the UFC though. I took Chris Gutierrez as Juliana Pena did a little bit earlier in the week. That line is getting big time juiced. I mean, it is absolutely flying down. But I think the leg kicks are going to pay dividends. I think he's got a lot of advantages in the matchup. The speed and also him getting a full camp and Alatang being on short notice. Another one that I believe is still at plus money on a couple books. Michel Pereira taking on Andre Petrosky. I'm going to take the over 2.5 in that one. Pereira 7 straight over 2.5. Despite how crazy his fights can be. And then combined between the two in their UFC careers, 11 of 13 over 2.5, and you're getting it at close to plus money, if not plus money. The stats, the line should not be what that is. And then I will go to Manchester, to influencer boxing.
I'm going to take that tip and run with it.
Oh yeah, there's odds.
So you changed your
Wow.
pick?
Yeah, on a couple books
No,
out there,
no,
there
I'm just
are odds,
gonna
and I'm
throw that in
assuming
as a single
DraftKings will add throughout the week. But I am actually going to take the
for
main
myself
event,
personally.
KSI Tommy Fury.
I didn't know there were odds. Legit.
Oh yeah,
Like
we haven't talked about this.
I think weren't we waiting on something? Like weren't we waiting on Dylan Dennis or something?
The odds are out for that.
Oh,
So
so
Dennis plus 350.
But
Didn't-
yeah,
I
guess
I
that
understand.
was a
Rick
little
was
longer
waiting for
than
it
I
to come to
intended
a
it to be.
certain book.
No, you're good. You're good. Nah, I'm gonna have to start looking at ways I can patch in some of the stuff that I be seeing just to where I'm not misquoting people. If there's a big news or a quote, like shit, if there's a Dana White interview where he's announcing a fight, we'll just pull up the clip because
Right.
that's media.
Right? True, yeah. I feel like it's a little. I feel like it offers a little variance to the visual too. I
No,
like that.
exactly. And also, anybody out there watching, I did not forget about y'all and our new opening. I did take my week off to actually get some shit done for the podcast. I'm gonna have to reformat it and bring it over, but hopefully we will have a nice little surprise for you, nice little on Sunday on this next podcast. Put something together, and I think y'all will enjoy it. I enjoy it and enjoy doing it. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy it when we drop it on you. So yeah, we got our official parlay picks covered.
Yep, locked in.
Let's see here. And because we are officially looking ahead, we'll run that. UFC 294 again. We already established a new main event is Islam versus Bulk number 2. And again, this happened 8 months ago. This is. I'm ready. Actually, it was about 7 months ago. It was in February. So no, 8 months. Shit, I can't do math proper. My math ain't mathing. But yeah, Kamaru Usman, Khamzat Chimaev is co-main. You got Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. Ikram Aliskerov versus Warley Alvarez. Bro.
Warley Alves.
But no, that was the Elixirov was supposed to be fighting Nemavov.
Oh yeah, Warley came in on short notice and they signed him, I think.
And Alves is now a minus 120 favorite as a replacement.
Oh shit.
Bro, no, that must have been a new thing because I was on here last night and Aliskerov, or no, not Aliskerov, but Imavov.
Oh, okay, damn.
Right, and Imavov was Costa's original opponent. They put him on the same card, and now they took him off.
That's crazy,
bro. But the co-main and main event news is so big they didn't even mention it. They just didn't even tell anybody. Like, hey,
yeah, that is crazy. They probably put it out there. It just flew under the radar because everything else is just popping off.
So y'all heard it here first on It's Almost Time. Imavov out and Warley Alves in against Ikram Aliskerov. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. And if I'm not, don't get too mad at me because I'd be getting mad at everybody pronouncing anybody's name wrong. Be like, fuck you, you casual. And then I do this shit. So
I have unfortunate news. There's a video out about it 4 days ago.
Was there? What happened?
I have no idea. I just Googled it, Warley Alves, to see if anything would come up. And it says breaking. Ikram Aslicker now fighting Warley Alves at UFC. And then they posted it 4 days ago. So unless they had like some underground knowledge or something, it was out there. But I don't really know either. This guy's 14-6. Why is he minus 120?
That's crazy. Oh, and then the I guess the main prelim of Abu Dhabi's card is Tim Elliott versus Muhammad Makayev. I'm big on Makayev. Like, this dude is it when it comes to flyweight. This is gonna be the next big Russian fighter, but for that weight class. Like, do you remember his last fight?
Mm-mm.
And if you don't off the top of your head, I bet you will when I remind you. This is the dude that
right.
basically got his leg broke by a knee bar and didn't tap, and then went on to win the fucking fight by submission, I'm pretty sure.
Shit, yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah, I was worried like his career was going to be over. That's how fucking mangled his leg got. And he was on crutches for a couple weeks or some shit. I don't know if it anything got pulled or. Yeah, dude ended up winning by submission in the third round at 4 minutes and 32 seconds after like one of the worst knee bar attempts I've ever seen. A lesser person would have tapped. Like 99% of other people would have tapped, period. With how
He's
deep
repping the United Kingdom. That's kind of weird.
That's not weird at all. That's where a lot of refugees go from war-torn areas.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was like proudly repping Russia.
I mean, he might end up long term. I mean, that's kind of what Hamzat did though, because for the longest time he was repping Sweden up until this card, and now he's officially United Arab Emirates.
Right, but he was from Sweden.
He's not from Sweden though. He's from Dagestan.
Are you sure?
I'm like 90% sure. I don't want to be like, yes, I'm 100% sure, and then make you look stupid. I seen that post.
He's from. I guess we're both wrong. He's from Chechnya.
Chechnya, but he's from Asia then.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like somewhere. It's like
one
of those Russian countries.
Yeah. Russian territory, which anything in Russia is Asia. But yeah, no, they moved when he was young, and they could to get away from the conflicts and shit. And that's when he found wrestling and like competition and shit. And he had already been through so much shit in Chechnya that like this is why he's a beast. He came from that shit. And that's to see in that, bro. It really stuck with me when dude called me Islamophobic, because like I fucking love certain fighters from over in Russia, man. Like I fuck with Petr Yan, and I know he's not Muslim, but I fucked with Khabib. I thought like some of the level of people that Khabib fought was ridiculous. His stats were padded. But
I might be a little Islamophobic. I think it's a little fucked up to consider your women property and keep them wrapped up.
Yep, and that is,
I'm not trying to get all political on this shit, but
we try not to get too political here. But no, I think that's more so government than everything. And before all of that shit, if you look back into the 60s and the early 70s, women had about equal rights as what they had here before their politics changed and certain people took over. I don't want to get into talking to all that shit because I don't know. I don't know a lot of the details, but there was a time where that shit was all right. So it's not all of them, but it's the shit that was pushed within the last 40, 50 years. It's bullshit. But I digress. We gonna stay away from that because otherwise we gonna start getting some hate. But yeah, no, I don't know. Here's one. I fucking love Muhammad Ali. There we go. He was Muslim.
Hell yeah.
And I believe in the freedom to practice religion, whatever religion you want to follow, as long as you ain't hurting anybody or yourself. Do your damn thing.
I'm not gonna say he wasn't Muslim. I'm not gonna say he wasn't Muslim. I'm just gonna say it was convenient timing that he picked it up around the time he changed his name and they were trying to draft his ass to the military.
Haters gonna hate. No, I'm playing.
You know, religious exemption and all.
So, and what I'm gonna do, just because we got a couple minutes here, I don't need to hop off right this second, but I'm gonna give y'all a quick run through of what I think might happen here on this upcoming card.
Put it down in the books. He has 100% correct pick chance, boys. Follow this. Pick
out of Yoder and Ducote, give me Ducote, and I say Ducote wins by decision.
Okay.
Chris Gutierrez versus. I don't even know how to say that name. I'm gonna give me Gutierrez, and I will say decision.
He has one name. Holy shit!
And then I just give me the money line on Irina. The Melissa Dixon. They don't even got a picture of her up. I think Dixon is actually. You know what? No, give me Dixon. Dixon's undefeated. It's her debut, but she ain't lost.
Okay.
So give me Dixon.
Hopefully she's not a can crusher.
Yep, could be. Give me McKinney by. I'll say sub.
Okay.
So Naira Lisbo versus Ravina Oliveira. Lisbo, sub. Elkins and Brown, give me Brown, decision.
No, Terrence McKinney's gonna body this kid. Holy shit.
Is he?
Yeah. I mean, probably. The kid.
And then I got Simon by decision or sub. Shira's by sub. Give me Petrosky decision. Yanez KO. Maya decision. And Youssef TKO.
All right.
And
The
you don't
picks
got to
are
write
in.
them all down. We can run them back, but those are my official picks.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a financial advisor or a bet advisor. I just play one on podcast. So yeah, gamble at your own risk. You know, don't gamble on nothing you don't want to lose. That's this motto I pick. You know, I wouldn't be putting nothing up that I would not be able to survive without. So, but yeah, we got an interesting card coming up this weekend, and just a lot changing. USADA no longer a thing come 2024 for the UFC. Let us know down in the comments what your opinions are on that if you running this back. And yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. Sorry we weren't back on Sunday. Like I said, I got caught doing 21 miles over the speed limit.
They get you for reckless driving?
No, believe it or not, somehow I don't know how. I thought for sure. I thought 20 over was reckless, but
I think it's up to their discretion, you know, like they could give it to you.
I think
wanna
so
be
too.
dicks
And
about
I
it.
also think that as soon as he flipped his lights on, I hit my brakes, like, because I was spaced out. I didn't realize I was going that fast.
Right.
And when he pulled me over, I didn't deny it. He, asked me what I was doing. I was like, I'm just trying to go home, man. I got my son home. I'm trying to go eat. Like, it's like, why were you going so fast? I just wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. But yeah, I have my license on me. I have insurance. So it's not like I was riding dirty or anything like that.
Right.
I answered him, yes, sir. No, sir, anything, it was always sir. And literally wrote the ticket, came back, got that. Actually didn't even take my license away, just gave me the ticket and my license back. I thought when you got a ticket, they took your L's until you went to court. But yeah, I got to handle that in November. I'll probably go try to get supervision just because why not? But yeah, it happens, I guess.
Right. Unfortunate.
I guess I'm glad I have a license that I can even get pulled over for doing stuff I'm not supposed to, I guess. So. But yeah, I guess we will probably be back Sunday. I don't think I got any plans, so let's plan for Sunday, our normal time. If Dre's available, I'm sure he'll be here. If not, well then, F you too, in the words of Mariano Fuego. Now, that's the inside joke too. We was actually just talking about that song today. I'll let you know more. But thanks again, Juan. Thanks again, anybody who tuned in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. Smash that shit like you're Hamzat. But I'm A1. This is the resident hater, Paul
That's
Wilby.
right. Fuck
And,
Colby.
Yeah, y'all have a good night here from It's Almost Time. We'll see you on Sunday. Now let me find this music so we can ride out on a high note.
Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.